All right, let's slow this down and really sit in it. The energy around you right now feels intense, but not chaotic. It's controlled, it's steady, it's powerful in a quiet way. This person cannot stop thinking about you. Not just about your presence, not just about attraction, but about your restraint, your self control, the way you could easily give in to attention or temptation, yet you don't. And that choice, that's what affects them the most. You're not moving from hunger. You're not seeking validation. You're not reacting impulsively. You carry yourself like someone who is centered, grounded, and fully in control of their own energy. You don't leak it. You don't scatter it. You hold it. And they feel that. They keep asking themselves, how does someone hold that much intensity inside and stay this composed? It fascinates them. It challenges them. It excites them. Because your restraint is not emptiness. It's contained power. There's something about knowing you are disciplined that builds anticipation in them. They don't just want access to you. They want to be chosen by you. They imagine what it would feel like to be the only person you finally open up to, not because of pressure, not because of impulse, but because you trust them. That idea stays in their mind. The tension between you doesn't feel forced. It feels natural. Charge silences. Eye contact that lingers just a second longer than it should. Subtle moments where the air feels heavier than usual. You might brush it off as nothing, but to them, it's everything. They replay those moments in their head over and over. You don't flirt loudly. You don't overshare. You don't make yourself easy to read. And because of that, their imagination fills in the blanks. They picture your hands, your breath, the way you might respond once you allow closeness. But here's what shocks them. When they imagine being close to you, it doesn't feel cheap or reckless. It feels emotional. It feels deep. It feels almost sacred. They don't picture something rushed. They imagine something slow, gradual. The kind of connection that builds through conversation, shared laughter, long pauses where neither of you wants to pull away. They imagine the first time your body relaxes near theirs. The first time your guard softens, not because you're weak, but because you feel safe. And that's what intensifies everything. You respecting yourself makes them respect you more. You owning your body and your choices makes you feel rare to them. Not easily available. Not ordinary. Valuable. They feel like they would have to rise to your level to deserve you. And that challenge, it doesn't intimidate them. It excites them. Your self control doesn't push them away, it pulls them closer. It silently says, if you want me, be intentional. And intention deepens attraction. They don't just want physical closeness, they want emotional bonding. They don't want something casual. They imagine something that leaves a mark, something that lingers after the moment passes. They want to be the only one who sees that softer side of you. There's also a deeper layer underneath all of this. The connection doesn't feel surface level. It feels familiar to them. Being around you feels strangely comfortable, like they've known your energy before. There's a softness beneath the tension. When they think about touching you, it's not aggressive in their mind. It's careful, gentle, almost reverent. They imagine sitting close, talking about life sharing stories. They imagine laughter, emotional vulnerability, and then that closeness slowly shifting into something more charged. That's why your restraint amplifies everything, because the connection feels pure before it ever feels physical. It feels meaningful. There's also a subtle possessiveness rising in them. Not in a toxic way, but in a way that says, if you are protecting yourself, I want to be the one you choose when you finally stop protecting. The thought of someone else earning that position unsettles them. They don't want to lose the chance to be the person who unlocks that softness in you. Meanwhile, internally, they're not as calm as you are. You look composed. They feel pressure building. They crave closeness. They imagine moments that make them feel almost powerless. Yet they try to stay steady because they sense that you respond to grounded confidence, not desperation. So they're trying, quietly, to become someone stable enough for you. You might not even realize how deeply you affect them. But the tension between you is alive. It's thick. It's building slowly. This isn't rushed energy. This is slow burn energy. The kind where two people hold something back for so long that when it finally shifts, it feels undeniable. And underneath all of the attraction, there's something emotional anchoring it. It's not just desire, it's familiarity, warmth, a sense of comfort mixed with anticipation. Like they see you not only as someone they're drawn to, but someone they could build something real with. That's why this feels different. It's not chaotic lust, it's contained longing. It's not impulse, it's intention forming. And right now, everything is sitting in that space, building quietly, deepening steadily, waiting for the moment when holding back no longer makes sense. That's the energy surrounding you. 川提定端 okay. Breathe with me because this goes deeper than just attraction. What I'm picking up first is a real mental transition happening inside them. This person is moving out of confusion and scattered energy. Before, it felt like they were pulled toward you in a messy way, like desire mixed with curiosity, mixed with temptation, mixed with, I don't even know what I'm feeling. But now something is shifting. It's becoming focused, intentional, purposeful. It's like they've stopped treating you like a maybe in their mind, and they've started treating you like someone they actually want to build something real with. They're imagining what it would look like to earn you, to approach you properly, to show up in a way that doesn't scare you off. They're not just thinking about the fantasy anymore. They're thinking about the reality. And that matters because it shows emotional growth. This person understands something very clearly now. If they approach you recklessly, they lose you. They know you're not the kind of energy that can be handled with games, impulsive messages, or shallow attention. They know if they come in unstable, inconsistent, or disrespectful, you will shut the door and never look back. So what are they doing? They're recalibrating themselves. They're trying to calm their impulses. They're trying to regulate their emotions. They're trying to step into a more grounded version of themselves so they can meet you at your level. And yes, they're trying to look calm on the outside. But that doesn't mean the desire is gone. The desire is still alive, strong, present. It's just being controlled. Now, underneath this calm and mature energy, there's something else: insecurity. They're afraid you won't choose them. They're afraid you're too high above them emotionally, socially, or energetically. They may even feel like you have a celebrity energy, not that you're literally famous, but that you carry yourself like someone who is hard to access. You feel rare, untouchable, like you don't need anyone to survive. And to them, that's both attractive and terrifying. Because when someone is used to being wanted easily, your energy creates a different reaction. You're not an easy win. You don't need their attention. You don't chase. You don't beg. You don't perform for approval. You don't flirt to be chosen. You're already chosen in your own mind. And that makes them wonder, do they even need me? Would they let me in? Would I even be able to reach them emotionally? What if I come forward and they don't care? What if I'm not enough for them? That fear makes them feel outside of something precious. Like they're standing in the cold looking through a window at warmth they're not sure they deserve. And when a person feels excluded from something valuable, it doesn't make them detach. It makes them obsess. It makes them crave. It makes them want it more. So yes, the insecurity is real, but it's also feeling the intensity. Now let me talk about your energy, because your energy is a major reason this is happening. You come through as self-contained, secure, comfortable in your own presence. You know who you are. You know what you deserve. You can be alone without feeling empty. You carry a quiet power. There's a sensuality around you, but it's not loud, not thirsty, not attention-seeking. It's natural. It's calm. It's just there. And that kind of energy is intoxicating. Because people who are unstable get addicted to stable energy. People who are chaotic get fascinated by composure. People who are unsure get obsessed with certainty. You don't look hungry. You look refined. You look selective. You look like someone who chooses, not someone who begs to be chosen. And that's why they can't just approach you carelessly. They feel like they have to come correct. Now here's where it shifts from desire into serious. This isn't only physical. Yes, the attraction is heavy, but there's alignment here. There's a sense of this is more than lust. It feels like recognition. They feel pulled to you in a way they can't fully explain. It's not just that you're beautiful or interesting. It's that you trigger something inside them that feels deeper than logic. And when they imagine being close to you, it's not just about satisfaction. It's about connection, eye contact, presence, breathing in sync, feeling emotionally exposed, feeling safe enough to be real, feeling chosen. They're craving the merging of energy, not just the physical moment. They're craving intimacy that is meaning. And that's why this is messing with them, because they can't treat you like a casual situation and still feel okay. Their spirit won't let them. But right now, they're battling themselves. There's an internal fight going on, a tug of war. One side of them wants to rush toward you right now. Another side is afraid of rejection. Another side feels intimidated by your strength. Another side wants control because control feels safer than vulnerability. Another side wants to surrender because your energy makes them tired of pretending. Another side is competing with imaginary rivals in their head. Another side is thinking, what if someone else gets to them first? So it's chaos inside them, even if you don't see it. On the outside, they might look calm, controlled, even detached. They might act like they don't care. They might move slow. They might stay quiet. They might pretend that they're focused on other things. But inside, they're not calm. They're watching you. They're thinking about you. They're studying you. They're reading your mood. They're trying to figure out what you want. They're trying to figure out when the right moment is. And there's a possessive energy growing, not in a reckless way, not in a toxic way, but in a protective, I don't want anyone else to have access to you kind of way. They don't like the thought of someone else softening you. They don't like imagining someone else being the one you open up to. They don't like imagining someone else being invited into your world. And because they respect you, they're trying to win you the right way, not the cheap way. That's why this energy isn't rushing into action. It's ripening. This is the type of energy that builds in silence. It grows under the surface. It becomes stronger with time. It's the kind of attraction that doesn't burn out quickly because it isn't based on a random impulse. It's attached to emotion, to meaning, to fear of loss, to desire for connection. And you need to understand something. You awaken something in them that has been asleep for a long time. You activate a part of them that wants to be better, a part of them that wants to commit, a part of them that wants to be chosen by someone they actually respect, a part of them that wants to show up mature instead of immature. Now here's the next layer, and this is where it gets intense. The energy between you two doesn't feel casual at all. It feels layered. It feels emotional. It feels consuming. Slightly dangerous, not in a chaotic way, but in a this could change me kind of way. And what I'm sensing strongly is this: they're losing control of the story they've been telling themselves. If this person has been wearing a mask, acting unbothered, acting logical, acting like they're above emotions, acting like they're not thinking about you every day, yeah, that mask is slipping. They can't hold it anymore. It's like someone trying to hold their breath. They can do it for a while. They can look strong. They can look controlled. But eventually the body forces a release. That's what's happening to them emotionally. Every moment without you is starting to feel unnatural. Not dramatic. Not exaggerated. Unnatural. Like something is missing. Like something is out of place. Like life is continuing, but not correctly. And that's why their composure is cracking. They might catch themselves checking your page, thinking about what you're doing, replaying your energy, wondering who has access to you, wondering if you're moving on, wondering if they missed their chance. Even if they don't admit it, something about you has gotten under their skin. And the biggest message in all of this is simple: they're not going anywhere. They might move slow. They might wait. They might stay quiet. They might act controlled. But that doesn't mean they're detached. It means they're trying to approach you in a way that feels earned. When they finally make a move, it won't feel rushed. It won't feel sloppy. It won't feel like a random impulse. It will feel intentional. It will feel like they chose you on purpose. And the tension you feel right now, it's not random. It's not meaningless. It's ripening. It's building toward a moment where something has to be said. Because they won't be able to keep pretending forever. If you want, paste the next part of your script too, and I'll keep the same real reading vibe and make the whole thing flow like one strong message. Alright, let's go deeper, but keep it clear and grounded. This person has you carefully placed in their mind. On the outside, they may seem calm, controlled, maybe even distant. They act like everything is balanced. But privately, when they're alone and no one is watching, you are the thought they return to. When the world quiets down, you get louder in their mind. This connection isn't just physical, it's mental, emotional, energetic. When they talk to you, something in them switches on. Even silence with you feels charged. Even thinking about you pulls them into a different space. You stimulate their mind in a way that's rare. And they know that. That's why it's hard for them to treat this casually. There's also a strong instinctive side here. If they see someone getting close to you, it stirs something primal inside them. Not violence, not harm, but territorial energy. They feel competitive without wanting to admit it. They may hide it well, but internally it unsettles them. The reason? They're more emotionally invested than they ever planned to be. And that loss of control scares them. They replay you in their memory. Your smile, your natural expressions when you're not trying, the way your energy shifts between playful and serious. You're imprinted in their mind. This isn't surface attraction. It's deeper fixation mixed with emotional attachment. There are moments when distance feels heavy to them. They may act normal. They may not reach out. They may try to stay composed in the physical world. But internally, it's restless. Their mind keeps circling back to you. They've tried to detach, but they can't. You've quietly become their emotional reference point. They also feel drawn toward you in a way that feels almost faded. Random reminders, certain songs, late night thoughts, they start noticing patterns. And once someone begins recognizing patterns, resistance weakens. It stops feeling accidental. Intimacy-wise, there's strong intensity. They imagine closeness that's deep, controlled, and built on trust. Not unhealthy, just charged and powerful. But underneath all of that, what they truly want is emotional possession. They want to feel fully chosen by you. Yes, there's jealousy here too. Quiet jealousy. They notice who interacts with you, who laughs with you, who pays attention to you. They may act unbothered, but inside it triggers something sharp. They don't want to share you emotionally or energetically. At the core, this connection feels familiar to them, comfortable, almost nostalgic. That familiarity makes letting go difficult. At the same time, they fear losing you more than they admit. Being replaced, being forgotten. That fear runs deeper than their pride. You appear independent, steady, self-contained. You're not chasing them. You're simply existing confidently. And that independence makes them crave you more. It both attracts and intimidates them. Internally, they feel like they're at a crossroads, continue pretending they're unaffected, or step forward and risk vulnerability. They don't like losing, especially not when it comes to you. And right now, it feels like they're slowly moving toward emotional honesty. You may notice subtle shifts soon, more intention, a slightly protective tone, small ways of claiming space around you. This energy isn't chaotic. It's building toward clarity. What's truly happening underneath all of this is simple. They care more than they expected to. And that realization is getting harder for them to hide. Okay, let's take a calm, grounded look at this. This person is not just thinking about you anymore, they're planning. You can feel the shift. The energy has moved from fantasy into preparation. They're thinking about when to reach out, what to say, how to approach you, how to present themselves in the best way possible. This isn't impulsive. It's calculated. On the outside, they may look relaxed, but internally they're replaying conversations, imagining your reactions, and trying to control feelings that honestly feel very intense. Something recently triggered this change. It could be jealousy. It could be the fear of losing you. It could be the realization that someone else might step into your life. Whatever it was, it lit a fire. And now that fire is pushing them from quiet desire into real movement. You may suddenly receive a bold message, a direct invitation, or an unexpected confession. The energy feels strong, maybe even a little overwhelming. They don't want to stay in the background anymore. They want a position in your life. Now let's keep this honest and real. They think about you physically a lot. You cross their mind at random times during the day and especially at night. It's not just attraction, it's desire mixed with emotion. And when physical longing blends with genuine feelings, it becomes powerful. They don't just want closeness in a surface way, they want intimacy. They want to feel connected. They want to know you want them too. But this goes deeper than that. They've imagined a future with you, not something temporary. They've thought about waking up beside you, building stability, creating a home, possibly even raising children together. That's not casual energy. When someone can both desire you and picture you as part of their long term life, it means you've left a deep impact. This person isn't thinking short term anymore. They're thinking long term. They're thinking about what it would mean to truly build something with you. If this feels familiar in your body, if you sense the shift, trust that something is building. Movement is coming. Just remember, you set the pace. You decide the standards. You choose how much access anyone gets to you. Stay grounded. Observe. And watch how this unfolds.